All right, everybody, it's the John and Ron show. We got a lot to discuss tonight. I don't know, Ron, is this the same link we sent out initially?
Nope. That one expired, John. You were late.
All right, I'm late. Listen to you. All right. Can you share this out, Ron?
Yeah, I can.
All right. I don't know how many people are on here.
We got three right now. 3 whole people.
3?
Mm-hmm. How is
Hi, Trudy.
How's my audio tonight? Is it better,
you're
Trudy?
good. You're
I'm
good.
asking Trudy. Trudy, how's my audio? Let's see if she says anything.
Good evening, Doug Latimer. I can't believe we lost this thing.
Jay's there. Yeah, I know. It took too long, John. They win when we have when we talk too much.
Yeah, no, we yap too much. That's what I don't like about Facebook too. It's all about yapping. Let me see. How many people are on here, Ron?
11.
11?
Yeah.
We're going to start the show like in 2 minutes. Let's get some more people here. Me and Ron got a lot to discuss. And I am giving away this $400 radial brush tonight from Perry Tate. It's going away tonight.
I would just give it away, John.
I am going
to
to give it away.
Man. Pick somebody and let them. Like, I'm watching these threads right here. Why don't the guy that just chimes in right now that wants that sucker?
No. I'm going to make the
end
I want them to
world.
stay to the end. Let's stay to the end. How many people are on now?
You got 13. But every time you keep saying who's on here now, you lose 4 or 5 more.
All right,
John, let's just go, man. Let's just go. Check it out. We've been on live, John.
All right, listen, everybody. There's my shirt. Ron, show the shirts. Let me get some shirts here. Ron, just talk for a minute.
Hey, guys, just don't forget about this, guys. On the 11th, John Tornabeni's got a garage cleaning class, guys. If you're interested in it, man, go check it out. All you got to do, man, is Google garage cleaning courses. It's #1 on the web because that's what John does. Guys got a PWI Elite shirt, guys, right here. We're going to be giving some of these away at the event. It's going to be a pretty good show. John must have his phone on next to that computer because we're getting a lot of feedback. Guys, this is the event that's going on. Is the Washmart event, guys. The Washmart event's coming up right now on the 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's basically a week away. I'll be leaving this weekend for Houston. I know John won't catch up to me till the following week when we're actually in Houston.
Ron,
flying in later in the evening.
Okay. Ron's showing the shirts. I don't know if what he showed, but this is Trudy Weckman, Panhandle. They're going to be at the show. They're going to be there. Of course, we got let's not forget Christy White. I got to show you something. You got to laugh at this. Ron, can you see me?
I can. I can see you. Nothing happened.
All right. So now we also got Pressure Washing Institute that Ron started 20 years ago. We have a lot to say about this in the next couple of months, as Ron knows. We got a lot of sponsors on these events. I want to show you something, Ron. You're going to laugh. Marco, is he on here? Marco, I got one of Marco's hats. Look at this thing. It's like I'm a 1942 baseball player. Marco, here's something for you to know. Christy White has got to do your hats. I mean, I got hats from her. I think she might have done Ron's. She's done a lot of my hats. The hat Ron has, is that Phoenix or Jersey?
That's Jersey, man. And I'll tell you what, every person that's from Jersey stops me with this hat. It was funny. I wanted to comment on the thing the other day because this gal that was power washing actually stopped me. She was power washing a Quick Trip, and she stopped me. It was pretty comical. You from Jersey? No, I'm not from Jersey.
But people don't realize this. Ron's from Chicago, the South Side. That's really rough over there.
That's my southern accent.
Yeah. So we got a lot going on, guys. We want to talk about the Myrtle Beach event. We're going to bring that up tonight. I got information on them. We're going to talk about some friends of ours. We're going to give away this Radio Rocker brush. I'm not the happiest person right now because I'm supposed to drive to Florida tomorrow, be there for 5 weeks. Tomorrow's February 1st, right? I think it is. Supposed to leave tomorrow morning, and I was going to be at my vacation house, my winter home, by Wednesday. But there's a storm coming from the south. This might be a record-breaking storm. So much for global warming. We're supposed to get 12 to 18 inches here now. It's starting to snow now. I'm in my shop, but it's all going to be good. if I leave Thursday, I'll be home by Saturday. I watch the Super Bowl with some friends on Sunday. My friends are like 85 and over in the community I live in. And then I'll be flying out to Marco's event on February 9th. I'll be there the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And then I fly back to Fort Myers. My wife will pick me up because she'll be at the winter home by then. And then we're going to spend another 4 weeks there. But we got a lot going on. So, you do the best you can. I have a lot of posts to read tonight. I want you guys to know this. When I post on these groups, like Ron's got the biggest group I belong to in the industry, the Power Washing Friends, or Pressure Washing Friends. My group is 14,000 strong, have great admins. Then, of course, the concrete group. I can post those posts you see me do. I could be in the middle of Walmart, and I'm prolific like that. So, I do put some time into Facebook, but I want you guys to know this. The real world is on the outside. It's on the outside. Ron and I are working on something with Atlantic City. We know the hotel was sold by into
Caesar's
Vegas.
Palace Enterprises.
Yeah. Jeez, Ron, you just gave up all our information.
Sorry.
So we're dealing with Vegas and Atlantic City. Now, Ron and I said a lot of crazy things about each other over the years. In the end of the day, nobody was ever really charged with anything, and nobody was. There's nothing here. There's difference of opinions, and Ron and I will clash over difference of opinions. But the end of the day here is, I am really trying to do this Atlantic City event. I am going all out. I'm already discussing. Ron knows one of these keynote speakers who's an ace. If it doesn't happen, if Governor Murphy doesn't sign off and say we can have this big event, Ron, we're giving them to the first week of April, right?
Yes.
Yes. The first week of April, me and Ron are going to do a conference call this week. Hopefully I'm driving down to Florida. When that goes on, I'll put on a speaker in the car. If they don't give us the first week in April, then, I'm going to try an alternate plan. But I want you people to know this. When I do something here, because I have name recognition, I'm going to put it, I'm going to put it all on the line. I'm going to put it in my name. And Ron is here to promote it. Ron is the best at that in the industry, bar none. Anybody watching this, you all know this to be true. And we're going to try to pull this off. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, then I'll shoot for 2022. But I was telling Carlos Gonzalez, Lois, I'm going to talk about him in a minute, that he's doing a gas station class soon, and he's doing actual training on other sessions after Myrtle Beach. But you know what? Being resilient is such an important thing, especially in the world today. You got look, COVID-19's here. I got all these masks. Ron's got them too. I do what I'm told, and we follow protocol. So we want to give contracted choices. If you want to go to like the Washmart event, which is doing really well, you guys would be surprised. We have
4 people signed up now, John. 4.
Yeah,
there's 4 guys. There's 4 guys going. We have like 100 instructors, but there's 4 guys going.
Yeah, you know what? Rod's being silly, but turns out by about 125. Just saying. So we're giving.
I don't think so, John. I think maybe we got 6 or 7. Anyways, hey, John, can I break in really fast, man?
Yeah.
You know what, John? I am done. You understand this? I'm done with the division on people. I'm loving up everybody on the industry. Everybody's got a second chance with me. Everybody can get I might even give them a third chance. I don't even know, because technically, I don't think people understand something. A guy said it the other night, and this is the funniest thing. It's the pressure washing king. It's all up here. Everything that you do in life, this is what's going to decide. Right here is your attitude and your mentality. Nothing else can stop you. If you pretend that somebody else can affect you, they will affect you. But it's like you said, it's not real world. That's pretend. That's all it is pretending. Okay. What other people do in this industry, it's just called competition. It's good, fair, clean competition. And I'm going to tell you, John, I want everybody to understand this. I'm doing the Young Guns events. I've now created the social media influencer event. I'm going to have an event every year from the day till I start, till social media is not a thing anymore, which is probably not going to happen until long after I'm dead. Okay. But I'm going to be the guy that is the social media guy. That's it. I'm going to promote the people in social media. Think about this for something. All these social media gurus, all they do is sit around and go, me, and talk about how everybody nobody has any credentials. Okay, that's all they do. That's what they talk about. You understand that? That's all they do constantly. Okay, and when you do that, John, are you ready for this one? When you talk about that guy like that, all you do is give him credibility. That's right. That's all you do. That's how social media works. And that's how a lot of these dummies work. And what I'm going to do is become the guy that talks about everybody on social media, because I want to tell you something, John. I want to talk about this right now. We are nobody's mother and father. Do you understand this? If you are an entrepreneur, we see these guys, some guy comes on the board and goes, I can get you up for a Facebook ad and make $1 million. Please supply this money into my Cash App immediately. Here's my Cash App thing. Send $200 and you will make $3,000. And what do these guys do? They send it to the Cash App and then they go, the guy didn't send me anything. Look, that's your first telltale sign. When somebody says, I'm using a Cash App, a free app, an app that doesn't cost money, and you're going to send them cash, it's a scam.
Of course. It's a scam.
And John, is it our responsibility? I'm going to make a video on how to look for scammers, because apparently it's needed, because I guess people these days are just, I don't want to use the word stupid, but I guess they're very gullible, or they are so desperate to be successful that they believe that these social media influencer guys out there that can run these ads are going to make them all the money that they claim they're going to make them.
No.
If they were making that kind of money, they wouldn't be doing social media ads.
Right here.
That's the reality of it.
That's right. That's right.
And so many of these guys, but I'm talking about, like, not just those guys. I'm done with the past. The past is the past. We're leaving that in the past. We're moving dead straight forward. You and I are going to pull off Atlantic City. We might as well let the cat out of the bag, because you and I, we're going to do Vegas. It's going to happen, John. And we're going to be bouncing back and forth from East Coast to West Coast if this thing goes good. Hey, and if it doesn't go very well, nobody understands this, John. We've always been friends. We've always talked to each other, even through the worst times. I mean, come on, John. We've been talking to each other for how many years now?
Over 20.
20 years. The difference is, John, you know that if business doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But neither one of us are stealing anything from anybody. It's just stupid. It's just stupid.
The way the world works, it's really, people, we all live in the everyday life, right? We're all out in the world, right? That's the real world. Now, like Juan said, you got these guys selling stuff based on YouTube and free apps, and you're going to send them money, and then you're like, I never got nothing in return. What happened? This is what we're dealing with now. You got a lot of cons out there. I'm a big believer in vetting people. Me and Meg Jossetti talked about this 5 years ago, how to do it. Now, I know Ron's doing the Young Guns thing. Ron and I are on different planes with stuff. Ron is all about promoting, and sometimes Ron promotes somebody who turns out to be a star. One of them is Patrick Clark. You did a lot for him over the years. And he's even said, let me just tell you, people, listen to this thing. I talked to somebody tonight, and they're like, John, you and Ron used to be at each other's necks. Yeah, we were on each other's necks on Facebook because it was all, just the bullshit stuff to argue. But Patrick Clark is the one who said years ago that Ron is the greatest commercial salesperson. He's the one to put that out there. And we all know what Patrick Clark is today. Ron,
in my sales class,
right,
he basically kept and closed the client it's been worth about $5 million to him, a commercial client.
Wow.
And I mean, that's just the reality of it. I'll say it right there. I mean, Pat can't deny it. He said it in a sales conference that I did at one point.
Patrick Clark said you were the king of commercial sales.
Let me tell you about another home run. I won't mention the name because I don't mention the names. You mention the names of guys. There's another guy that gives a testimonial that he sold a $600,000 unsolicited bid off of my strategy. $600,000 that today has been running for about 7 years, now worth about $780,000 annually.
Right.
How much is that if he's done that for 7 years annually?
That's like $5 million, $6 million.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, so the bottom line is that here's the thing. The people out there want to discredit others. That's all they ever want to do. And I'm done. I'm not gonna discredit anybody. Everybody in this industry brings value, whether they've been in this business for one day or whether they've been in this business like Robert Hindeleiter's been in it for 100 years. Okay,
be in Houston.
Everybody in this industry brings this notion that they're the old dogs. They need to go out to pasture. They're glue horse. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing. I'm going to bring the young and the new guys together. I'm going to do that through Young Guns. I'm going to do that through social media influencers. Social media influencers is going to be fun because you have to understand something. If we can work out to where we can get a bunch of these guys all in the same building, or if they want to come in through, virtual, it's okay because it'll be a social media event, right? So if they want to come in virtually, someone could come in virtually. But let's put 20 of the top social media influencers under one roof, and let's put our heads together and see what we can come up with for this industry. I bet it's going to be a great thing.
Right? Yeah, of course. The world has changed. Look, I am the last guy to change. I have the contracting company here. My wife runs that. My wife pretty much runs the whole show now. So I'm going into the events. That's the direction I'm looking to do. And but the world's changed. You guys got to face up to it. The world has become social media. I mean, Donald Trump became president over Twitter. It's a shame what happened there, but he only got that because of Twitter. Look, Donald Trump was brought up 40 miles from my house in Queens. We knew about Trump here for years. So he was loved and hated, but he found a way to migrate himself not only on TV, and TV is not the big place anymore. It's social media. He had 90 million followers on Twitter, right? I don't belong to Twitter, so you guys know. So the world has changed. Now, you get these people that are coming on and YouTubers. I call them YouTubers stars. I know Carlos called me on that tonight, Carlos Gonzalez, because he put a post in there and he said to me, John, hope you don't take this the wrong way. But no, Carlos and I have known each other a long time. And no, of course not. I know what Carlos is legitimate. And that's really what counts in my book. So I'm all about vetting people. But look, Ron is more cutting edge than I am. Ron's more new school. I'm more old school. But nevertheless, I think
no, John, you've known me all your life, and I've never had a YouTube account or any other thing. I've never kept up on any of that stuff. I don't do any of that stuff, do I, John?
you created the biggest bulletin board 20 years ago, and I didn't even look. Robert
it still
Hindeleiter
is the biggest, and it'll always be because it's
let's go back in time for a minute, Ron.
Yeah,
Robert Hindeleiter started Delco, DSC1, whatever it was.
DCS1. Come on, John.
Yeah, I know. And then Ron found another platform to go on. So Ron helped out with the Power Washing Network. That was a new platform. Then he went off and did his own Pressure Washing Institute. He opened that up in August of 2001. We had 9/11 happen, and a lot of us connected on Ron's page because we were all contractors. But, Ron's probably more up to date than these guys that are popping up on YouTube now that are trying to do things. But I can tell you, let me just tell you about Ron for a second. Ron, you might tell me if I'm wrong, but years ago, I think Ron used to keep two yellow trailers on his property, right? Ron, was 2 yellow trailers you had on there years ago.
Yeah, it was something. It was something like that.
Yeah,
John.
yeah. But then, as we jump, and then listen, I love this thing. You got to love this, Ron. Ron, I don't know if Ron did it because Ron used to be all about videotape and stuff, but Ron loves the Orlando water jet. Am I correct, Ron? The Orlando water jet surf.
Yeah.
So Ron would do these videos back in the year 2000. Nobody was doing this. And you see the water jet come out and leave a swath and then come back. And I saw you do it again recently. So and then as time went on, Ron also, I knew about those 2 trails. I seen them. So now I know that Ron was also involved with subcontracting to the point it came all the way up where I was. And I dealt with this company, and they told me they got me through Ron Musgraves, and we were cleaning. We did it only for 2-3 weeks because I get more money on my own. But we got the accounts to clean malls from, Long Island, upstate New York, into New Jersey. And I know guys that did hundreds of those accounts because Ron, I think you had those. So Ron was subbing his stuff out across the country. So you know,
you know all the guys that I was.
No, I know them all. I'm not going to
know
mention
them all, man.
I know
they
them
don't.
all.
They, you know,
over 1,000
John. Why you're saying this is the notion that I never had a business. I mean, that's what you're talking about. You're talking about like there's this thing I never had a business. Okay, first and foremost is my business. I still have businesses. Okay, let's have the secrets out. Ron's actually got a business. Anyways, and I could care less if you think I got a business or don't think I got a business. That's not even relevant. How much money I make, how much money I don't make. That's my business, man. Right. If I have a mortgage payment, one guy goes, well, what's your mortgage payment? I got asked me my mortgage payment on a live show. And then I had to say, I don't have a mortgage payment. And he says, do you rent? I said, no. You know, and well, I mean, if you want to figure that out, man. If you don't have a mortgage payment and you don't have rent and you don't rent, what does that mean? Guys are just a little bit overzealous here. I'm very confident, and I guess people take the confidence as arrogance or cockiness. I don't go out there and go and put out. John's never seen me hold up a check on the internet. You know,
no,
John's never fighting through $100 bills. Okay, but guys know if they ever went to a show with me, I've picked up some pretty big tabs. Okay, you know, right. and I bought the entire place. Yeah.
You did that in Pennsylvania,
including the people in the place, not just the contractors.
Listen, I can vouch for that. Ron, you did that back in 2009 or 10 in Pennsylvania. Yeah. He bought the whole tab for the whole fucking restaurant. Excuse my language. The whole restaurant. I had a little incident afterwards. We're not going to talk about that, Ron. But he picked up the whole tab. Next thing you know, me and Ron were calling like Doc Reisman and Chris Stead, past PWMCA presidents. That might have been like 2008, 9. Yeah. And we were calling them up. You know, we would feel happy pants. And we had a lot of fun. But Ron picked up the whole freaking restaurant. Everybody in there. Rob Huffman's on here. He was there. He bought all the shots, all the drinks. Now, who does that? Right? Who does that? And I know, no, listen, I got
it's not about who does this, John. I've done it year after year after year. You know that I ran events for free when no one was paying for events. Who ran them? I ran them.
Yeah, you do. Everett Abrams used to call Ron Musgraves the godfather of the roundtables. If he's watching this, he said that many years ago because Ron was doing, today we call them events. If we go bigger, they call it conventions, but they would call roundtables, like the Knights in Shining Armor. There's roundtables. Ron was doing that years ago. John Fleischer, who's since retired, if he's on this show tonight, he went to a couple of years. As a matter of fact, that tech company that owns 12,000 parking garages, the nephew who makes millions here with a power washing company out in the Hamptons, went to 2 of Ron's roundtables. So it's just the way the world works, you know. And just to put this to bed, I don't want to keep talking about the negative. I'm driven by the negative, unfortunately. But Ron and I, we used to argue on the net all the time. And then we'd call each other on the phone. And sometimes we weren't too happy with each other. Sometimes we laughed, but we never lost track of the directions we were going. And now today, to jump way ahead, because Ron knows, Ron's the one orchestrating the meetings. And then I'm going to be on these meetings with these people. So I always get on the meetings. I'm better off in the back rooms, not the bathroom, the shop. But ultimately here in the end, now take it for what it's worth, I want to do worldwide events. And Ron is on board with that. And so we're going to try. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Doesn't mean I'm going to be 60 in May. My father had a tremendous company. He went to almost he's 80. I'm not going away in this industry for at least 20 years. God bless, I don't get any kind of crazy thing going on. But our industry is such an untapped market that, think about this. Every painter in the industry, for example, half of them power wash. My biggest companies like Pro Park I go against, I beat them. Standard Parking Plus. These are companies at Imperial Park. They have 9, 10. Standard Parking's got over 26,000 employees, 6,000 garages. These are the real world. So,
man, I love this shirt, John.
Yeah, I know.
I should have wore mine tonight. I wore the Clean County colors, but I thought, man, I should have worn
the colors. Yeah, show the back, Ron. Show the back.
I'm gonna wear this thing. Trudy looks better than us in it, but hey.
Yeah.
Look, man. Look at this, John. John, I want to mention this, man. Look. Here's the thing. This is real. Atlantic City, Atlanta, Charleston, Houston, Las Vegas, Nashville, New Orleans, Phoenix. The only two you haven't done on there are Houston, and you'll do Atlantic City. And Atlantic City is going to be a piece of cake, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to be in Atlantic City. It's happening. And
Right.
Houston, I'm doing there.
John, who in our industry is taught in that many cities? And you want to sit there and say, and pack them in. You pack them in.
Yeah.
And the people are smiling after the event. They're just smiling. The pictures, they're happy. They got good information. It's unbelievable, John. I didn't, I had no idea you were such a good speaker. You
go back and you want to hear something funny? I'm going to toot my own horn for 1 second. I don't know how much you know about college football. Joe Paterno from Penn State got swallowed up in that case there with college football over Sandusky over this molesting these young boys in a sense. It's a long story. But long story short, they were trying to get Joe Paterno the Presidential Medal of Freedom. To me, he deserves it. He did what he had to do. So when I was watching Joe Paterno back in 2009 and 10, if you guys know about Penn State college football, he had Ron. Follow this. He had a Democratic senator and a Republican senator supporting him for the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And then this scandal broke out. And they did a movie with Al Pacino. So what I did was, when I got involved with the Babe Ruth stuff, at the 2011 PWMCA convention, because I used to be a union president, so I had connections with Peter King, Alphonse D'Amato, and other people, Steve Israel. So now what happened was, at the 2000, now this is going to mean nothing to you guys, but 2011 PWMCA convention, when I went out there and spoke, Eric Clark and Joe Walters gave me the whole floor, and I'm passionate. I spoke about that. And when I gave Linda Ruth Tussetti in the end, what I did was I got Steve Israel, a big-time Democrat congressperson, and Alphonse D'Amato, who's a big-time Republican back then. Both of them came on board, signed the paperwork, wrote a letter, I plaqued it, and I gave it to her. That's the real world. That is the real world. Now, where do I go for now from here? Who knows? But the real world is where it's at. The Facebook stuff that Ron and a lot of other people are really internet savvy, that's them. I am who I am. And as the way the world goes, and I think a lot of people are concerned about this, and I think it puts the fear of God in some of them. Me and Ron's paths inevitably, and I said this years ago, Ron, we're gonna collide. It's gonna collide. It's coming. It's gonna collide because Ron's the best at what he does on the outside world. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm pretty damn good in the outside world. It's gonna collide, and look what happened. The tech company that walked in my shop here with 12,000 parking garages, valued at $90 billion. The company, this is right before COVID hit. They were expected to be $1 trillion company. 40,000 garages. In 8 years, came into this office, came right here, sat right here. And they came in and talked, and they knew they've been tracking me since 2012 because I'm pretty good at what I do, I guess. I don't know. But they knew Ron Musgraves. They knew him. Sorry, Ron. I don't like that word.
You been drinking tonight, John?
No, not yet.
We have so many messages tonight. It's unbelievable, John.
I know.
John, I got to do this to you for a second. Don't be perplexed, man. Guys, I want you guys to understand something here, man. This right here, guys, is the grand prize, man. This is
one of a kind. One of a kind
skid here, man. I want you guys to understand. I don't want to give any rules out because the rules are very simple. You just need to be a contractor and you need to be in attendance, and you're going to have a chance to win this thing. Okay, this is it. This is the Washmart skid. It's a hot water unit valued at $4,300, meaning you can buy this skid for $4,300. I mean, I got to tell you, that's one of the most aggressively priced skids I've seen on the market, man. I mean, it's just unbelievable that that he's got a skid for that aggressively priced in hot water. It's insane. You're back, John.
Hey, listen, everybody. I'm sorry about dropping the F-bomb. It's the way I speak in private. Me and Ron, we get talking. Ron knows. Look,
I never use the F-bomb, John. Stop that. I never, ever use it.
Ron never does it publicly. Me and Ron are on the phone. Look, Ron, we used to joke, me and Ron, years ago, that Ron's from the Chicago South Side. That's what Al Capone was up in there. And, of course, I'm dealing with stuff here as a cop. I dealt with 2 Godfathers here. So I'm in the New York faction. So me and Ron used to talk on the phone. was about as street level as you can get. And, you know, Ron, I know your dad did well and your mom. Ron, you're a street guy. You've always been. So have I. So people don't realize the way we speak in private. So I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I try not to do that. Look, I have daughters and sisters, and I never talk the way I speak.
John, I'm a rich kid with a silver spoon in my hand from the South Side. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
Yeah, well, your father did good. Your dad did really, really well. But Ron,
he was in the transportation business, John.
You know, Babe Ruth also from back in the Maryland days. He was running around the streets at 7 years old. If people know about Babe Ruth, he was putting it in the foster home, could not even leave until somebody backed him at 19. And the rest is history with Babe Ruth. Ron and I are basically people from the street. You know, my dad wasn't doing well when I was younger. He did it right, but then he started his own company at 55. And at that point, he became a cop. My mother said he just took the equity for the house and rolled it into his first business at 55 years old. My father ended up doing well. When he sold, he had 150 employees. But my mother told me, you just became a cop, NYPD. If your father fails, you're going to support this family. You understand? My mother's great, and my mother looks great for her age. She's like 83 years old. You understand that? And of course I understand that. Family first.
Yeah.
But
you know, it's funny. You remind me of something about my father, and I was kind of laughing about it. Like, you know, I always tell people that I'm a sidewalk cleaner because really that's what I do, and I love to clean sidewalks. And people go, "You're a sidewalk cleaner." You know, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to react to that. You know, but I remember as a kid, man, and I remember being with my parents at something, and my father would always introduce himself, and people would like, "What do you do, Bob?" And they go, "Well, I'm a truck driver," you know, and at the time, this is like 1974, somewhere around there. You know, in reality, I didn't understand it then, but he had 48 Macs inside of a building, I mean, Mac trucks back then were still $100,000. You're talking 1970.
I got 3 trucks in here, so I know what you're talking about.
No, but I'm saying a Mac truck, 100,000. I mean, they're $250,000, $350,000 truck now. You know what I mean? In today's money. When you think about that, 1974, you know what I mean? Having 48 Mack trucks in his fleet, that's a good sized transportation company in 1974, you know? And it's funny, the whole plea is that all he ever told everybody is he's a truck driver. That's all he ever said, you know? And you know, did they know he had 48 Mack trucks? No. You know, and that's why when guys sit there and go, you know, we want to try to figure out how large was Ron's business, or what did he have, or what did he really do? You know, you know this, John. And a lot of guys that know me, like Tony Shelton, that they know I ran unmarked trucks. They know there was a reason for running unmarked trucks. You know, in when you're doing commercial work, man, you're a target, man. You know, trust me, the last thing you want to do is be out there with, you know, and look like Stanley Steamer. Do you think I want Stanley Steamer's heat? You know, I mean, think about the carpet industry and Stanley Steamer. Very successful, the $99 guys. But trust me, if you ever call them, there is no $99 service. I don't know if you know that or not, John. No, there's no $99 service. You know, for $99, the guy comes in, he looks at the place and goes, "This is going to be so fast, I don't even need to block the doorway, ma'am." You know, and he's in and out of there in like 20 minutes, man. Maybe 50.
or look, standard parking, SP Plus. I'm 0 for 3 against them. And I talk about this in my garage class. President Trump, I lost one of the garages over to them. It's a long story. I talk about it in my class. But, you know, don't be fooled by these $99 guys. You know, some of them, like Ron said, they're going to go in there and out in 10 minutes. Also, they do the upsell. And when these big companies go against the parking garages, a lot of times they'll do the power washing for dirt cheap. This is where I run into problems. But they also do the valet parking. They do the sweeping. They change the light bulbs. They do the line striping. Everything else comes in like this. So don't be fooled on that. Me and Ron should do a whole show on that.
See, here you go how people think takes out of context. Okay, out of context.
Go ahead.
Read Jose. He thinks that I'm taking claim for Pat's fortune. I'll make this very clear. I take no claim for anyone. I help these guys. That's it. the only person that can do anything is you. That's it. You.
Right.
If you listen to what I tell you and you apply it, you can be successful. But I made no one successful. I didn't do anything for these guys.
That's right.
They just might have listened to something that I told them, and then they told me that it worked in that particular situation.
Can only apply.
That's all it is. Pat's a great businessman. There are things that I learned from Pat. Pat does things really well. He systemized his business. What you don't know, Jose, is that Pat has probably helped more people in this industry. He's got to be in the top 5. I mean, for helping other people in this industry, there is no doubt in my mind. And when I say top 5, hang on, not the normal contractor. Pat has helped people that I'm not going to mention build entire large companies, and he's really been actively involved in actually building those companies and making them huge. I had nothing. I had nothing to do with that.
Let me need to see with that for 1 second, because I see Jose with the middle finger popping up.
Yeah.
Let me just talk about that for 1 second. And Jose, look, you're entitled to your opinion. An opinion, we all have them, and you know what they say about that. But in 2008, Ron Musgraves and Jeff LaCours did an event in Myrtle Beach. I was there. I didn't know Pat Clark then. Pat Clark couldn't afford to stay in a hotel. I wish I would have known that. I had a big room there.
Hold on. Say that again. You're talking about Pat, because Jose's listening. He gave us a thumbs up. He heard what we said. So go ahead. Finish this story. Whose event is this?
This is Ron Musgraves and Jeff LaCours.
Okay.
And Ron Musgraves is running it. Ron Musgraves, listen, I got to tell you right now, Ron Musgraves wants to run everything, but nevertheless, me and Ron will work together in tandem. He does his strengths, and I'll do mine. But in 2008, I went to a Myrtle Beach event. My wife, we just bought this $100,000 setup. I brought down there. And
I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning, and you guys were still partying on the stairs.
Yeah, well, Ron, look, I was in a pool league that my pool team went to Vegas, and Ron beat me one-handed. We're going to rematch on that. But Ron's family owned the pool hall. But nevertheless, Patrick Clark was there, and Patrick Clark, who's watching this, will vouch for this. He had too much pride. We didn't know he was sleeping in his car outside. We didn't know it. Jose Aguilar, we didn't know that. And he went to this event, and he actually, I remember a few years later when he learned from what Ron was teaching and Jeff LaCours. And Ron, as usual, was always running the show. Ron loves to run everything. But nevertheless, Patrick Clark, I remember like 4 or 5, 6 years later, he did a video. And actually, I'm not saying this in a disparaging way. He broke down in tears. And he couldn't thank, the org Ron was involved with, Ron Musgraves. And basically it was really Ron and the org. And he applied what he learned. And, his business started taking off. Now, Patrick Clark.
But hold on. His success wasn't for me.
No.
I assembled talent at that event.
Right.
And he met people. He met mentors that changed his life. I wasn't even one of them mentors that changed his life. He met another guy, and I'm not going to be mentioning names because every time you mention names, man, everybody gets all crazy for you, Right. But he met a guy that had a huge influence on him, and he ran with that guy, and he's still running with that guy's one of his mentors to this day. And he obviously, but I will tell you this: those two mentored each other. I'm gonna let that cat out of the bag if somebody will figure that out. That I think that they both learned as much from one another as each other. I mean, I think they've mutually shared wealth.
Well, you know what?
You know who I'm talking about.
No, I know. Yeah, let's not drop names in here because you know what everybody wants. It's Facebook. Well, this guy's an idiot. This guy, that, and the other thing. I won't speak the way I really speak, Ron. But but something here. At the end of the day, was Patrick Clark did say and talked about, and he brought Ron's name up. And for the last time, I'm going to say it for the last time, I contacted Patrick Clark. Now, about a year or so ago, mine and Ron's, everybody knew eventually we're going to collide. We ended up hitting head on over the tech company that came in my shop, in my office here, right? Oh, by the way, it's my wife's office. I'm usually in the shop. But anyway, so they came in here and we had a discussion. And, at the end of the day here was that, Ron does what he does. And Patrick Clark is the one. Now, I know that me and Ron now are on a collision course to do business, Ron. And listen to this. I talked to Patrick Clark on a PM. I've talked to him on the phone in the past, too. And I have pictures of me and when Patrick Clark came to Long Island, New York. I was at the event he was at. A picture of me and him together. He told me that Ron is the king of commercial sales. Now, once I got that from Patrick, I really wanted Ron to come to my garage class because the one thing I'm not is not the king of any sales. I'm just the guy in the trench. I talk about that today in my groups. My three main guys been with me 36 years. We go in the trenches, and we work hard. Why people say I don't want to work hard, I want to work smarter? No, you work both. They go to hand in hand. But at the end of the day, it was Patrick Clark who told me that Ron is a king of commercial sales. And Patrick Clark, who's doing great, he's got a franchise up here, upstate New York. He did sales boost class, and he had Ron in there.
Who said you were the largest part-timer in the industry?
It wasn't you. It was Everett first. Everett said that, and you ran with it because I had another job.
No, because I used to always bust them. I used to bust you all the time for being a part-timer. I'm like, there's John Tornabene, the part-timer guy again. I think I did that for 15 years, John.
I'm going to give this brush away right now on a silly. I'm going to give it away to, first of all, Perry Tate is a friend of mine and Ron's. Perry Tate with the PWMCA was the vendor of the year, I think back in 2016, 17. And I like Perry Tate. We have one of his water-fed poles. We don't do windows. We don't. And listen, let me tell you, vendors. I love you, vendors. Especially, you guys are sponsoring my class once again at Washmont University. When I do the Atlantic City event, I'm gonna have many vendors come in because I deal with a lot of vendors. But don't send me your product. My guys walked in here 3 weeks ago and Barry gave me this, and they're like, John, can we use that? We can use this. You know what? Future vendors, you got something you want to, give away? Me and Ron always appreciate it. I want people to go to you to get it. All right. So this is the Radio Rocker brush. Now,
you don't got to show it, John. I got it on the screen.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me just, Ron, go back to me. Go back to
you. Get rid of this. Get rid of the brush.
Yeah. I'm going to do something right now, but watch. They go all these heads that go on it, right? And, and then we got this big box. Now I'm telling you guys, I am going to Florida soon. I'm driving to Florida. I need to get away and veg on the beach because I take on a lot. Ron knows that. I have a lot going on in my life. And I wanted to show you, whoever wins the brush tonight, you get one of these books by Perry Tate. These are good books. Solid, a lot of information. This brush retails for about almost $400. We're going to give away right now. And these books I'm going to give away when I get back. I will send this brush out right before I leave to Florida. Or I'll take it to Florida. I don't care. I'll get it out. So here's the question I'm going to put forward. Where is Ron from? And what did me and Ron
they're going to win now.
Always talk about between what two states? Almost like mobsters, and we're not. Let's see if somebody can get it. What two areas was Ron from? And you know where I'm from. And we used to kid each other about, all right, I'll give you a hint. Al Capone and the and the families in where I'm from. Let's see who can get it. I'm surprised Tom Jurek hasn't popped in on this right away. Ooh, Chuck Hendricks. He's close. He's close.
You got to be more specific. Where was Ron born?
And Tom Jurek, where am I from?
There you go.
Tom Jurek.
Man, he's got me. He remembers exactly where I was born. That's crazy.
You know what? I'm gonna jump ahead. I see Christy.
Oh, I think Christy won the brush. They're gonna say that's fixed.
No, yeah. Yeah, Tom Jurek said it earlier. Yeah, it's gonna be Tom Jurek.
Tom's your winner. All right.
Yeah, Southside Chicago, and he said it earlier that I'm from New York. So Tom, 7 p.m. me your address. This brush here, there's a book comes in there. This book is solid, Ron. How to make money and stuff. I hope
you got a couple of books, John. You should send a book.
No, I
out
can't, Ron. Ron, listen. You vendors, please listen to what I'm about to tell you. I love you guys. Don't send me your power washes and your products. Mainly, like example, Perry Tate. This has got like 28 jets in here. Perry Tate sent this to me, and I'll tell you, my guys worked up all the way up until like last week. And then I'm going to Florida, and they'll do a couple like Applebee's when I'm gone. But they look at it and they were like, John, my wife says the same thing. Kathy keeps telling me, why don't you put the window washing into our business? You know what? I am a power washer. I teach my guys about garages, everything I taught, and I'm good. But my wife's gonna run this company completely soon when me and Ron get more into events. But Tom Jurek, you got this. PM me your address. Ron, he's from Chicago too.
I know he is. That's why he knew. He knew Blue Island. We've talked about it, man. I
talked to him on the phone. He's a tough son of a gun too. So we're street guys. So we got rid of the brush tonight. Perry Tate, thank you. Tom Jurek, congratulations. And Ron, we got about another couple more minutes to talk about this thing. I want to go over just one thing real fast, Ron, if I may. Listen, the Washington University event, Ron says there's 4 people going there. All right. That's what Ron wants to tell you.
Whoa, we got 2 more, John. We got 2 more people now. It's 6 guys total. 6 guys are coming total now. We got 6.
If you listen to Ron, there's -4 people going.
6.
I want to just talk about something real fast. Me and Ron support the industry 100%. 100%. Now, some guys like to throw stuff at us, throw arrows at us, but we're never going to stop.
Hey, John, you know what right now? My haters don't know what to think because they're out there going, normally Ron fabricates how many people are coming to an event. Now he's trying to say there's only 6 people coming to the event. They are lost. They're like, what's going on?
Well, Ron plays poker, so you guys know. So he can throw curveballs at you. That's Texas Hold'em right there.
Well, I mean, we just had 2 or 3 more people on this thing say they're coming. So maybe we got 9 now. You know what I mean? 9 guys probably show up.
I don't even want to tell you how many guys have come to my garage class.
Go ahead,
more than 9. But I want to just talk real fast about the PWMCA Myrtle Beach Expo that's being ran by Jamie Schmidt. They have a good class coming up. My good friend Carlos Gonzalez is doing a gas station. Carlos Gonzalez, to me, is the go-to guy on gas stations. But there's people that do it. I bought my Cyclone walk behinds in the shop back there from a guy who was doing 400 gas stations 3 times a year. But Carlos Gonzalez is doing his gas station class. Very good at that. I would love for him to come to Atlantic City if I pull it off. We also got a spray wash class. Let me just show you guys here. February 9th and 10th. The PWMCA Myrtle Beach. These are the paid classes. Now, guys, listen, we do a lot of stuff for free, but the niche, if you will, those you want to pay for because those took these guys years to learn. In my case, it took me a lot of years to learn. So you have 8 o'clock on February 9th, get a spray wash pay class. That's going to be the plant and property protection with Raymond Burke and Dougie Gore. You guys know him as Dougie Do on the internet, Facebook groups. I always wanted to take that class. I'm going to get around to taking that class. That class is well worth it. You got gas station pay class by Carlos Gonzalez. Carlos Gonzalez is one of the hardest working guys I know, as Ron knows. And then you got a February 10th, a full page class, bundle package, and that full page class. So this is this here. If you guys want to screenshot that. And then they have a full page class at Myrtle Beach. So I'm going to go over this real fast. Now, this class, $489, you're going to get Gene O'Neill. We all know him from Facebook, the soft washing class, 8:30 to 10. Jamie Schmidt and David Carroll's doing 2 classes about skyrocket your average ticket with packages, how to find, win, and keep property managers. Raymond Burke's doing a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock class about government contracts. Don Root, what a nice guy he is. They're all nice guys. Contract terms and conditions 2 to 3. And then David Carroll's doing marketing 101, check the boxes. And they have open panel ask the experts. And I'm going to tell you right now, all these guys here have been to Ron Musgraves events, if you will.
What are you trying to do,
No,
John?
I'm not trying to. I'm not saying they learned all this from Ron.
You're trying to like, you're going to have them flared up, man, that they're going to, and I'm going to have new enemies before.
No, I know. I'm sorry, Ron. Not really. But we all, look, I was Myrtle Beach, like I said, with Ron back in 2008 when Pat Clark was there. We all learn from each other. If you really do things correctly, we all connect. The people that care, you're all going to connect. And the end of the day here is Ron supports them all. And Ron's a little brash at times, but he does support them all. Mainly Ron does more than I do. I'm more partisan and stuff. But I support
him so much that people tell me I'm not supposed to support him, but I'm still going to support him.
Ron always does. He always does.
John,
you are brash.
One quick thing. When I started this a long time ago, which is 20 years ago, okay, I did this purely to raise the level of the industry. There was a dream one day, and John, we talked about this in past shows. John goes, "Are we ready for an organization?" This is like 2001. I said, "No, John, this industry is not going to be ready for an organization for 10 or 12 years longer." I mean, and we had an organization at that point. It wasn't really working. I mean, no one was, interested in it. I said, "It'll be 10 or 12 years longer before we can have an organization." And then I started my events thing. I said, we got to build this. We got to create educators. We got to promote the industry from within. We've got to take what we promote and utilize with distributors, and we got to move it to customers. We got to move it out there and get it in front of customers. And that's the missing piece. And if any of my guys are watching out there, that's the end game, is to eventually to get customers to listen. If the customers start listening and want to be involved with the industry in a big way. And we had that somewhat when we were doing the environmental meetings. We had In-N-Out Burger show up. We had Walmart show up. These are people that showed up to industry events looking for contractors. People don't believe that. It happened. It's real. We need to get back to that, because that's what we really need. That's the end game in this thing as far as getting the notoriety and the recognition. All these guys out there that are teaching, I'm not going to have an evil laugh or anything, John, I promise. They're helping me.
Of course.
That's it. They're helping me. They're helping me. They're helping you, John, and they're helping each other, and they're helping the industry as a whole. That's what this is all about. I don't want to have some kumbaya moment. We're going to go, cry and cuddle and hug each other, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we all need to lift each other up and move forward. Everybody in this industry has got some value. And if you don't belong, I'm not going to mention any organization, but if you don't belong to an organization, join one tonight. I don't care which one. It doesn't matter to me. Join a club, join an organization, join something, do something, and be active and be involved and continue your education in this industry, because that's what's the most important thing, and that's what's going to make you successful, period.
Let me add to that for a second. And I talk to Bo Giuseppe all the time, PWMCA president, probably the best president ever that org ever had. Ron doesn't want to drop names. I drop names. But the end of the day here is our industry is lacking something severely with the organizations. And when I was a union president years ago, I knew about, it's a different world. When you have a union, it's not the same as an association or organization. The union represents the people, the members. And what the industry needs at the end of the day is they need Jim Van Handel. Jim Van Handel's got a nice
John, Brian O'George, he's coming. We got 10 now. See, I told you we would get a couple. We started with 4 tonight. We got 6 more guys coming, man. 10 guys are coming now to Houston, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Ron, I'm not going to tell you how many people sign up for this show, but go back to what I was saying was everybody in our industry hates governmental stuff. Government this, government that. What we knew with the unions was you got to lobby. And the biggest organization here, Long Island's 10 million, almost 9 million people. It's bigger than most states. 30% work for not-for-profits. The biggest one's a business group ran by Kenneth Flack. And in there, what they do, now you're going back 10, 12 years ago when I followed him. He's very big today. they were bringing back $250,000 from Albany State Capitol into their organization for the people in there. So I think at the end of the day is our industry's got to tap in. You got to tap into the government. You have to tap into it. You got to lobby for work to be brought back. But that's for another day. Me and Carlos Gonzalez used to talk about this all a lot. But I'm no longer in. I belong to the PWMCA. A couple garage associations, a couple organizations like Spray Wash Pro and PWMCA. I belong to a lot of these groups. But the end of the day here is my world has left that building because I understand how that works and I support them, but there's too much politics, a lot of stuff. Me and Ron are on the same page. And Ron was big. Ron was the president of UMCC one time, so Ron was big with this stuff too. The end of the day here is what me and Ron are doing here, and I inadvertently said this in my group. I have something up my sleeve. I should not have said that. I got crapped on because of that. Is we are open to all. Open to all. If IWCA, my friend Peter Artusa just flew back from his board meeting. Of course, the PWNA with Bo Giuseppe and the whole staff, Liette and whatnot. Cedar with Deborah Murray. This is all available for all in the end of the day here because Ron and I know one thing. You got to take the politics out of stuff. And I understand associated organizations can fall into that, but we're not. So that's what I want to throw that at you is don't listen to Ron about 9, 10 people going to Washmart. I'm hoping the governor doesn't step in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we got more people watching us than we've had. We got like 25 on YouTube and 29 here. So that's a 50 steady people watching, John. You're always big on the numbers. I always tell you, it's not who's watching us live. It's who's watching us. It's who's going to watch us. That beginning of the show is a big thing. We need to not wait next time. We just need to go because the rewatchers, if you got a accelerating show at the very beginning, John, they stay on to watch it. The people that are watching it on repeat. You know what I mean? That's the thing. So, hey.
Ron, what we did wrong tonight? Ron likes to blame me. Whenever something goes wrong, Ron likes to point the finger. Ron's like
no, it was our fault.
Ron's like George Steinbrenner.
We sat there bullshitting behind the scenes.
Yeah, but then we come out of the show. Ron says, John, we lost the Be Live feed because you were bullshitting too much. You know what? There's a lot to be discussed. And you know what? In the end of the day here is really, the Ron Musgraves, the Raymond Burks, the Jamie Schmitz, the Carlos Gonzalez, the Michael Hindenleiter, they can go on and on and on. We're all about better in this industry because at the end of the day,
you mentioned Michael Hindenleiter to me, and I saw Michael Hindenleiter on that lineup. And me and Michael, it's no secret. We don't. He doesn't get along with me. I tell everybody else, I don't care about people that don't get along with me.
Right,
but I'm going to tell you something. I'll give Michael Hindenleiter props. He's the most successful guy at that event, and they got him doing a preventive maintenance. Michael should be talking about success, period.
I agree.
He's the biggest success story at that event. If you want to put up, if you measured success in this bottle, he's here, and the rest of the event is here. That's the measurement
he's for
Michael Hindenleiter. Even though we don't get along, are you ready for this one? I am never going to not tell the truth about the mutual admiration and respect that you have to have for your fellow colleagues,
right,
regardless of what you think about them. And if there are guys out there, there are bozos in the industry that are out there that are bad-mouthing anyone in the industry, it's bad. It really is. Stay away from those people because that negativity it'll succumb you, it'll overcome you,
right,
it'll bother you, and you won't get anything done. You've got to remain focused and positive. I'm going to tell you, man, Jason Evers, my boy Jason Evers,
great guy.
Mr. Positive, man.
Oh.
He is the most positive guy in this industry.
Yes.
And I suggest that you get some Jason Evers because I'll tell you what, if you feel down, just give Jason Evers a call. He'll cheer you right up.
Yeah, I met him in New Orleans. What a great guy. And you know what? Ron knows what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a keynote speaker that's a superstar, been on TV talk shows and whatnot. But the end of the day here is, and Ron, I got to run it very shortly because I got to go pick up dinner and it's starting to snow here. But the end of the day here is.
Oh, come on, John. You're not going to stay locked in. We're going to go on a 24-hour, John. Come on.
Oh,
it's snowed in.
Ron's going to catch controversy. Ron said 24 hours.
Hey, man, it was for a good cause, man.
Oh,
I'm glad that they did that. I mean, they gave that check to him today, I guess.
Yeah, great show.
It's a great story, man. You know, it's always a great thing when contractors can come together like that, put all the differences aside, and raise it.
You know, Ron and I wanted to get Jamie Schmidt to come on, but he's very busy with things, so we didn't get him. But the end of the day here is we are really all even keel, all about the industry. You know, Michael Hinaletta will probably get on one day. I talked to Carlos Gonzalez right before this call came down, or this show came down. He would come on. And you know what? Listen, you know, if you don't want to come on, I totally understand it. But listen, it's all positive stuff. There is no partisan here. Am I brash when I say things? Yeah, I didn't look, I went to a 2-year school, 4 years, and nobody could beat me in pool, foosball, or Space Invaders. Ron beat me in pool. No, I didn't get my degree. But nevertheless, it's all about pushing things forward. I'm going to be 60 soon. Ron's like 39. And but anyway.
John, in the pool thing, I have an unfair advantage to you, man. Okay?
Your family owned the pool hall.
I'm not going to tell you.
Hey, you know, Ron did. He gave me 5 shots before he played. Okay, there's the advantage.
I spent a lot of time. I wasted a lot of time on that film.
Yeah, I know, but I think you also bought shots for everybody in the place, and all of a sudden I was different feel. I couldn't believe Ron beat me. We're gonna have a rematch. But nevertheless, I wear glasses now, Ron. Progressive. I can't see straight anyway, and I do own guns. But nevertheless, here is look. The end of the day here is Ron and I are going to push things forward. We're going to get some haters. You know, Ron speaks the way he speaks. Some people don't like it. I speak the way I speak. Some people don't like it. But the end of the day here is we are going to push things forward. You know, if you don't want to come on board, that's fine. If you think, you know, I'm doing Atlantic Cities in your backyard or your state, you don't want me there, that's fine. I caught hell when I did the Vegas thing in 2013 with a couple of Vegas guys telling me, stay out of my backyard. Look, I served in the military 4 years. I served as a public server, as a police department 25 years. This whole country is my backyard. It will ever be America first in my heart. But nevertheless, here I'm babbling. But Ron and I are, you know, Ron's great at promoting, and everybody agrees there's nobody better than him. But I think really at the end of the day is they can't figure out myself because I'm better in those back rooms, not the bathroom. The back rooms. I've always been like that. I'm not one to speak front and center. You know, I get nervous. You know, I'm keep rubbing my hands. I'm sweating profusely. But nevertheless, we're going to push forward. And if Atlantic City can't happen because of Governor Murphy, it doesn't happen. You know, Ron's going to do all those events. Ron's got so much news.
By the way, I wanted to let them know the Young Guns events will happen because it's not going to be at a hotel. It's going to be on private property, private building, 8,000 square foot warehouse. We'll be giving you the address depending on how the heat is in Atlanta as far as, you know, what's going on in Atlanta. I guess we don't get in politics, but, you know, we'll see how that plays out. But that event is going to carry on and go on. We've got Combe Fidgen's going to he's got a paid event going on tomorrow. You can check out our thing. He's been a big supporter of education in this industry for years, man, for years. Don't forget about Sub Effects. Sub Effects are the ones that make these awesome shirts, man. These things are awesome, man. I got to tell you that right now. Awesome. These things are like awesome, man, all that stuff. But, guys, we're going to be having these events. They're going to be going on. We're not going to stop this. John and I, we're going to be doing a big event, guys. You guys got to look forward to it. Matter of fact, John, don't get crazy on me anymore. Don't get freaked out. Look, guys, talk about this, John. Atlantic City, we're going to be doing that event. We're going to be doing that event in July, if we can pull it off, 2021. Then we're going to be doing an event in Orlando. I'm doing an event in Orlando with the UMCC. Houston is going to be the Washmart University event is going up, and it's going to be stepped up to a hotel. We're moving out of a little community center, and we're going up to a hotel that will hold at least about 1,100 people. So it's going to be a pretty cool event. We're moving that thing on up. John, what do you want to say in closing? I don't want to close tonight, but you want to go out. We're at 65. We're an hour and 5 minutes, John. You want to call it quits tonight, and I'm ready to go.
I got to. I'm
fired up, man.
Place opened up right down the road from me. They have pulled pork. They got the best pierogies. My wife was texting me, don't forget to pick it up. They close in like 25 minutes or half an hour.
Oh.
So I'm gonna do that. Listen. My wife is great. My daughters are great. My sisters are great. I was going to Florida by myself tomorrow because my wife knows, and Carlos Gonzalez I talked to tonight, I need to get away. I need to collect. I have a lot going on in my big bulbous head. I got a lot going on in here. So what I do is I have an office in my house, and my wife uses it too. But I can lock the door. I shut the world out because I need to collect my thoughts. So I really was supposed to be going to Florida tomorrow. I'm very disappointed over this snowstorm that started now. But nevertheless, my family's great. I take care of my family, my girls, my sisters. My father's the same way. And so we're going to keep pushing forward. But I just want you guys, in closing here, I know you can PM me or whatever you want. I listen to everybody's messages. I get some god-awful stuff. I can take it. I was telling Carlos Gonzalez tonight, when you put yourself out there, my wife, Kathy, says this to me a lot. Why do you do this to yourself? Why? She's more private, as my daughters are and my sisters are. But you know what? Someone's got to do it. So here I am. I'm putting myself, Ron's pushing me to put myself out more publicly. I don't like to do it. I really want to be in that dark room over there. That's a shop. That's where I belong. But you know what? You gotta push forward. I mean, for the betterment of the industry, it's going to happen. So Washington University, me and Ron didn't talk about that much tonight. When I get to Florida, we'll do another show. I'm flying. Ron, maybe we'll do one next. We can't do Sunday because it's the Super Bowl. I'll be with some 80, 90, and 100-year-old friends in my retirement community I bought into. But I don't know if they can even see me. I'm supposed to see Joe Walters and the Jam. I'm supposed to go to dinner. But, Ron, let's do a show next Monday. I'll be in Florida. We'll do one Monday night, and then I'm flying to Texas on Tuesday, I think it is, Ron. I think it's Tuesday, right?
And you forgot, man. We're giving away a Whisper Wash when we do that show.
Monday.
We're going to be doing that live.
Can we do Monday, Ron, next Monday?
I want to give it away during the show, John. So
when are you flying to Texas?
I'll be in Texas probably for the Super Bowl.
Well, we can't do the Super Bowl. What you want to do Monday night next week?
Who's watching the Super Bowl?
I don't watch football.
Are you watching the Super Bowl? Let's go up against the Super Bowl, John. No.
Listen to this. I don't watch football anymore because I'm a military veteran and a police officer, and all that kneeling crap turned me off. But I got big time boxes on the Super Bowl, so I got to watch the Super Bowl.
Oh, he gambled. He's got to watch.
No, I'm not a gambler, Ryan. I don't gamble, but the boxes I get to,
No, I will watch the Super Bowl because it's just, it's like the NBA national, championship. I watched the last 2 minutes, man. So I'll do tailgating for the Super Bowl.
You're not doing a box?
And maybe I'll watch the Super Bowl, but I'll definitely
no boxes.
No, John, I quit betting on I quit betting on sports, man. I built too many. I built too many rooms.
$1,000 box with John Sweeney that comes on these shows. This is my past vice president, and my wife got a bunch of boxes. I think like $10 a piece. She got like a few boxes there from I go to breakfast every morning. My wife, so we got them in there.
So are you taking the whole 100,000, or is this being split 3 ways?
No. We're splitting. Me and John Sweeney split the box. No, the beauty of this box is I'm Ron, I'm not a gambler, but these boxes, let's say I get if you get 0-0, you went off the bat. But with this bar over by me, we did one of the Babe Ruth shows there called Napa Tandies. And you can't get the boxes there; they sell out like this. But my friend gets them, so I go partners with him. But if your score touches another score, let's say you had the 0-0, but let's say you had a 4 and a 5. But the score was like 6 and a 7. If the boxes touch, I win. So if I'm spending a lot of money at the Washington University, that's because I won.
Nice.
But I spent money.
You'd be like going crazy. You'd be like, I need a skid. Hey man, those skid. Wait till you see these things, man.
One of a kind, guys. Marco Romano, his father, Federico. Marco calls him Fred. To me, they build for the oil industry. I mean, they build these machines the last 15, 20 years. And, you know, I would really look, I build my own machines back here. Ron knows that. I build my own machines. I got that red truck in there, you know, another flatbed going out. I don't build the flatbed. I mean, I got a company building the aluminum bed, but I build my own machines. And Marco knows I do. But I tell you, if I was to buy machines, just the power washing machines, I'm not saying this is me and Marco are friends and we're both cops. I'm buying from him and his father. His father was a Cedar member from the beginning. You're going back in the 80s, Ron. And he builds stuff that they use in the oil industry in Texas. None of us do work like that. So this how. Hey, Ron,
we've seen a lot of stuff. Take it easy, Johnny. Hey, guys, real quickly, don't forget about the events, guys. 9th, 10th, and 11th, guys. We're looking forward to seeing you guys out there. It's a free show. We'll throw the link in here on the feed. If you want to go check it out, all you got to do is find out Houston Washmart University. Google that thing. You'll probably find the sign up and the event. It's going to be an awesome, awesome event. Don't forget, look at the other events. The Young Guns events are coming up. If you Google Young Guns, Ron Musgraves, you can see the lineup in there. We're going to have Patrick Clark leading off one of those events. We're going to have an entire day of training at that event, and then we're going to have all the Young Guns speaking at that event. It's going to be one heck of an event, guys. We look forward to you guys being there, guys. John Tortomeni Garage Cleaning Class, February 11th, guys. Make sure you Google that. Just garage cleaning class. It comes up #1 on Google around the world, guys. John's #1 in garage cleaning. You guys can check it out, and you'll get the information about that and future classes because he's got it locked up. He owns Google, guys. That's just the bottom line. Ron Musgraves, guys, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. We'll see you next week for all the giveaways.